Hi everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today I will share with you some of my latest thrift flips. I am so excited to show you because I think they all turned out beautiful and it all has to do with light. But before we get started, I quickly want to mention that this video is part of an open collaboration called LAST THING THRIFTED. And the hosts are Jody at Southern Seasons, Shabby Meets Bling, Apple Night DIY, Crafting with Indiana Jones, Repurposed My Way, OK at Home DIY, and myself at MarikaCreations. I will leave link down in my description box to their channels and also a link to the playlist. So much inspiration awaits you over there. So let's get started. For my first flip today, I will make some candle holders using these beautiful pieces, wooden pieces. It has some day long ago belonged to a hutch or something, I think. So I'm planning to use some scrap piece of oak and make sort of a base, and then I will use this wooden bowl as well. It has been used for pétanque, they call it here in France. This is a wooden bowl, but normally today they use metal balls in this game. So I will start out by making 2 rounds, one bigger, just taking something round that I have on hand and just trace it like you see me do here, and a smaller one on the other one. Since I have 2 candle holders, I make 2 of each. And then I will go outside, take my jigsaw and cut them out. Very tough wood, and it was a bad saw blade on my jigsaw, so I had a very rough time cutting them out, but eventually. But they were not as round as I wanted them. So I'm here at my belt sander trying to fix that. They don't need to be perfect. We're doing handmade here, so rustic, beautiful. So I'm sanding them off best as I can. And then I go outside again and take my electric sander and make them soft to the touch, starting with a rough grid sandpaper, like 60 I think I started with, and then work my way up to 120 and then up to 240. And here I am with my wood router rounding the edges to get a very nice finish. And hubby here is taking the pétanque ball here and cut it in half. He has the muscles for that. I don't. And here hubby is rounding the top of that wood stick so that the half ball can sit in it, like so. And then it's a question. This was my first thought, but I think it's a little bit bottom heavy. So I turn everything around and this is what I'm going for. So I need to sand off the surface of the half balls on my belt sander like this. I have put my candle holders like that in a flower pot and pushed some fabric in there so they are steady and straight. And now I'm taking some very strong adhesive and I will put it around the top like that, and then I will place my half ball there and make sure it sits straight. Same procedure on the other one. And then I will leave them there overnight to cure. Meanwhile, I am staining my wood rounds. First I'm using a dark oak stain, putting it on with a paintbrush and wipe off the excess with a rag. Just the one coat, set them aside to dry for a bit. And then I will go in with a black gel stain. One coat here as well. Wipe off the excess, and then I have the perfect tone of wood that I was after. I like a dark walnut, very rustic. So my wood rounds look good, and my candlesticks here have cured, looking good as well. And then on the top, the other two smaller wood rounds like this. I like it like this. The tones go very well together, but I have one issue and I will show you. You can see around where that ball meets the stick there. You can see it's a transition. It's not the same kind of wood either. So I will paint that part. But first I will make sure that I have a very nice seam so they look like they belong together. Putting on some spackle and set them aside to dry. Once dry, I sand them off so they are nice and smooth, and wipe off the dust, and then I go ahead and paint them. And now I'm back with my medium light grayish color that I love so much, and I applied 2 coats. Once completely dry, I will go ahead and attach the pieces. I will put them together with some strong adhesive and a little bit of wood glue there as well. Just press them into place in the center of the wood round. The same with the other one. And then also with the top pieces, like you see me do here. Soon as dry, I will style them and show you how they turned out. But before that, I will just show you another quick flip. I just got this from one of our sons. It has some damage and he was going to throw it away, and I said, no, give it to me. And I will just sand it off, and I will make it look like the little sister of the 2 other bigger candle holders that I just made. So I'm starting out by staining the top with my dark oak, and then with my black stain, and it has the same shade as the wood rounds on the bigger candle holders. Then I'm on to the bottom part, and I will put on 2 coats of my medium light grayish color. And once everything has dried, I will go over all my candle holders with 1 coat of my satin finished varnish. Et voila, here they are, sitting in my kitchen, looking beautiful. Showed you some alternatives. You can put a plant on, or a candle. Look beautiful, love them. And right there is the little sister, looking very cute as well. They go well together. If you're new to my channel, hi, I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasure, renovation of my home, and I even do some pottery and some painting. Anything creative really. Please join me. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and let me inspire you. For my next makeover, I will upcycle this oil lamp. It has a beautiful base, but I will make it fit into my decor. So first thing, I will tape off that top metal piece. And then I will take my glue spray and give it one coat so that the surface is sort of tacky, so the paint has something to adhere to. And here I'm going in with my light grayish color, 2 coats. And this is how it looks. Looks good already, I think. And what I will do next is to decoupage my oil lamp. And this is one of the napkins that I will use. I will just tear a piece off like that. We'll go around the center of the lamp. So put on some Mod Podge and then put the napkin in place and some Mod Podge on top. And I will work my way around the lamp. And I have some wrinkles here and there, but I don't mind at all because this is a vintage look, a vintage oil lamp, and it could look a little bit worn and torn, I think. And on the top and on the bottom I will use some napkin with roses on, and I will eventually cover the whole lamp with the rose napkin. Once I was happy with the result and the whole oil lamp was covered, I set it aside to dry overnight. And then I will go in with my satin finish varnish to protect the decoupage, but also give it a little bit of a sheen. I actually applied 3 coats of this varnish and let it dry in between the coats. Et voila! This is how it turned out, looking super beautiful. Love, love, love it. Love the napkins that I used. Goes well together with my mushrooms there as well. Now on to my final flip today. I'm making wall sconces using these beautiful frames, and these are frames I don't have to flip because they are so beautiful as they are. And here is the other frame. So I'm making 2 wall sconces. Look at that. Love the texture, love the color, love everything about them. And then on top of the frames I will put these candelabras like so, but without the glass, of course. First thing, I'm taking off the backing and the glass and the existing hangers. Now I'm taking a thin MDF sheet, this one here, and I take the glass of the frame and I will trace 2 pieces like that and cut them out with my jigsaw. And here they are, looking lovely. And then I will put on my candelabras, make sure they are centered, and then I will just trace approximately where they will go, because the next thing I will do is to make texture on my pieces, on the backing that I will use. And these are the 2 stencils that I will use. So I will figure out where to put them, and I've decided to just make them mirror each other, like put 1/2 on each like that, and then I will put them the other way around and take the biggest stencil and do the same thing here. And then I will have some texture on the sides and the candelabra in the center. So that's my thinking here. And this is just ordinary spackle that I'm using to get that texture. And even some more of that little stencil. More is more, in this case anyways. So as soon as I'm happy like this, I will set them aside to dry. And the next day I have prepared them with 1 coat of my medium light grayish color. And now I'm taking some acrylic paint, some green, some brown, some black, some gold, and even some blue and some red in some places to create a vivid, exciting backdrop for my wall sconces. Putting the color on with a sponge, just dotting around and then blending with a bigger paintbrush. And I'm just playing around here, no rhyme or reason really, drying in between the layers, keep on layering until I'm happy with the result. I have some of my light grayish color there as well. And the last thing I do is to dry brush the whole thing with my gold acrylic paint to make the texture pop. And here I am, spray painting the candelabras with a gold spray paint. Just the 1 coat. Leave them to dry. And here they are. But I was not happy with the result here. Look at that, they don't go together with the frame. The frame look vintage, is vintage, but the candelabras looks like brand new. So I can't have that. I have to make them look like the frame. So I'm going in with the same colors as I did with the background, dotting around, blending, same kind of fashion all over my candelabras. And once I'm happy and they have dried completely, I will go in with 1 coat of my satin finished varnish to protect my colors. And here I'm drying in between as I do and keep on layering. And the last thing is to dry brush with my gold acrylic. Putting on the last gold acrylic here, and then you will see how it turned out, if it matches the frame. And I think it does, and look at that difference. And I do the same with the other one. And here I have put the backing in place, and I have put one coat of my satin finished varnish on the backing and on the frame. Now it's time to secure the frame, and I will do that with these rough wood strips. One in the center to support the candelabra once I put that in place, and the other two on the top and on the bottom to hold that backing in place. I have sanded them off a little bit, and now I want to sand off the edges like this. I don't want them to show when I put them on the wall. So if I just round the edges a little bit like I'm doing here, it will be less obvious that they are there. This is how they look. Now it's time to attach them, 3 on each frame, making pilot holes, put on wood glue and screw them into place. If you like this video and videos like this, consider subscribing. Maybe share with a friend and hit that like button as well. It will help my channel to grow, and I can spend more time creating inspirational content for you. My aim is to upload 1 video per week. And here I'm going in on the side, just on the side of my wood strips, and I'm painting them the same color as the frame so they won't show. Et voila, here they are, still sitting in my workshop. I haven't put them up yet, but look at them. Oh, I am in love. I am obsessed with these 2 pieces. I have put 2 tooth hangers on each of the frames on the back, so it's easy to hang them up on the wall. So tell me, what do you think of my creations, my flips today? Did you have a favorite? Let me know in the comments. And if you are inspired and you want more inspiration straight away, head on over to my description box and hit that link to the playlist of this challenge. Just click and enjoy. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.